Good day, I'm Luis Clayday Dinglasan and together with Pierce Pasahol and Jericho Sinchonko. And today we're gonna talk about geothermal power plant and its type and some problem solving. So let's define it first. It harnesses the Earth's internal energy or what we call geothermal energy by using steam or hot water from underground reservoir to drive turbines, which then power generators. So, for the types of geothermal power plant, there are five common types of geothermal power plant. So, the number one is dry or superheated steam. Um, ito yung directly uses steam from underground to drive turbines. Yun lang yung basic concept niya. So, number two is the separated steam or single flash. Ito yung nagsaseparate ng steam from hot water before sending it to the turbine. Parang ganun lang yung concept din niya na ano. Then, the third one is the double flash. Ito yung nag-extract ng additional steam from separated hot water for better efficiency. So, the next one is the single flash with pump well. Nag-employ ito nung downhole pump in production wells for better steam recovery. Then the last one is the binary geothermal power plant. It uses two working fluids. One is the steam from the production well and the other is feed water. The heat exchanger serves the function of the boiler. Before we deep dive into the problem solving or sample problem, let's analyze the schematic and TS diagram of a common geothermal power plant. As you can see in the figure, it is analysis of flash steam geothermal power plant. A flash steam geothermal power plant extracts high pressure geothermal fluid from underground reservoir. So, yung first process niya is called geothermal fluid extraction. Dito nangyayari yung hot geothermal fluid is extracted from underground using production wells. And after that, magkakaroon na ng flashing process. Yung fluid, mapupunta sa separator where the pressure drop causes part of the liquid to flash into the steam while the remaining is reinjected to the ground. Then magkakaroon na ng turbine expansion. The steam expands through a turbine, converting thermal energy into a mechanical energy. And then magkakaroon na ng power generation. Kasi drive na ng turbine yung generator to produce electricity. Then, yung condensation, yung nasa babang part or condenser part, yung the steam exits the turbine as low pressure steam and is condensed back into water for reinjection. So, for the TS diagram, parang Rankine cycle lang din naman siya pero may process na throttling process. Kapag may ganun, yung process 1 to 2 na yan. Pag may ganun, ang throttling process ay constant enthalpy or what we call isenthalpic process. So, for the formulas of the geothermal power plant, nabanggit ko to kanina, yung throttling process 1 to 2. It is also called as constant enthalpy or isenthalpic process. Dito yung H1 is equals to H2 is equals to HF2 plus X2 HFG2. Yung HF2, ito yung saturated liquid na enthalpy. And then yung HFG2, ito yung kung iano natin to is Hg minus Hf. Yung Hg yung saturated vapor. Ito yung nasa kanang part ng steam. Kung titingnan natin sa TS diagram, yung saturated vapor nasa kanang part, then yung pero tumama siya sa line. Tapos yung saturated liquid nasa kaliwang part na nakatama sa line. Then, for the mass flow rate of the steam in turbine, mass ng steam is equals to yung quality lang din ng 2 times mass ni groundwater. Then, yung mass ni groundwater is equals to mass ni steam plus mass ni return water. So, for the isentropic turbine work or power, W2 is equals to mass ni steam times H3 minus H4. Parang change in enthalpy lang to sa turbine, yung H3 minus H4. Then, for the indicated power of the turbine, or IP, is equals to NT, or what we called isentropic efficiency, times turbine power or work. So for the brake power, is equals lang din sa mechanical efficiency times yung indicated power natin. For the generator power output, or EP, is equals to generator efficiency times ng brake power. Para sa overall plant efficiency natin, denoted siya as E. Kasi yung kilowatt delivered all over mass ni groundwater tsaka yung enthalpy ni 0.1. So, for the heat rejected in the condenser, QR is equals to mass lang ni steam tsaka yung H4 minus H5. Ito naman yung parang change in enthalpy sa condenser na part. Then, yung number of steam wells, denoted siya as NW. Is equals lang din sa mgW or mass ni groundwater all over capacity per well. Madami pa tayong formula pero ito lang yung mga common na formula na magagamit natin sa mga sample problem.
For number 1, in a geothermal power plant, the mass flow rate of groundwater is 400 kg per second, and the quality after throttling is 20%. If the turbine power is 80 megawatts, what is the change in enthalpy of steam at the inlet and outlet of the turbine? Yung unang gagawin natin is kunin nyo lang muna yung mga given values. Yung mass flow rate of groundwater is 400 kilograms per second. The steam quality after throttling is 20%. Yung turbine power output is 80 megawatts. Yung unang step ay calculate nyo lang yung steam mass flow rate gamit yung formula nito. Dapat bago ay mag-solve ng mga problem that inaaral nyo yung mga lecture na. So yun, yung formula ng steam mass flow rate is equal to steam quality times mass ng groundwater. Tapos yun, substitute the values lang. Yung steam quality after throttling is 0.20, which is 20% times 400 kilograms per second. So yung magiging mass flow rate ng steam natin is 80 kilograms per second. So next step is calculate the change in enthalpy H3 minus H4. Yung gagamitin na formula dito yung turbine work formula, which is turbine work is equals to mass flow rate ng steam times change in enthalpy ng 0.3 minus 0.3 at 0.4. Tapos para makuha natin yung change in enthalpy, that marunong kayo mag-derive. Alam ko na marunong kayo yan. So yun, derive lang yung formula. Magiging formula natin yan is H3 minus H4 is equals to work turbine over mass flow rate ng steam. Yung work turbine natin is 80 megawatts since yung megawatts is 1 megawatts is 1000 kilowatts. So yun, convert natin siya. Edi yung magiging nasa natin yun, 80 megawatts times 1000 kilowatts. Tapos yun, cancel nyo na lang yung megawatts na. Tapos over mass ng steam, mass flow rate ng steam, which is 80 kilograms per second. Since yung kilowatts natin is kilojoules per second, tas yun, cancel na lang natin yung seconds sa may sa may mga unit. E di magiging unit natin is kilojoules per kilogram. Tas yun, e di yung solve nyo na calculate nyo na lang, may calculator naman kayo Tas yun, yung magiging sagot natin is 1000 kilojoules per kilogram. A liquid-dominated geothermal power plant with a single flush separator receives water at 204 degrees Celsius. The separator pressure is 1.04 megapascal. A direct contact condenser operates at 0.034 megapascal. The turbine has a polytropic efficiency of 0.75 for a cycle output of 50 megawatts what is the mass flow rate of the well water in kilograms? Yung hot water at 204 degrees Celsius is mag-enter sa flash separator at 1.04 megapascal. Yung turbine power at output is 50 megawatts at meron tayong polytropic efficiency na 75%. Pinapakalculate sa atin yung mass flow rate ng well water. Ayun yung mga given, yung mga sinabi ko kanina. That's a problem na to may STEM table kayo para ma-interpolate nyo yung mga given values. Yung una natin i-calculate is yung quality after the separator using the formula of throttling process 0.1 to 0.2. Yun. Tapos derive nyo lang para makuha yung quality after throttling. Yung magiging sagot ay tas substitute na lang, no? Tas calculate. Tapos yung magiging sagot is 0.05. Next is yung outlet enthalpy. From entropy balance formula, pag nakuha na yung X4, gamitin nyo na yung formula ng outlet enthalpy. Same lang din yun sa una na formula. Yung magiging sagot ay 2,230.2007 ay hindi, mali. And 2,230.2711 kilojoules per kilogram. Next natin kukunin yung mass flow rate ng steam using the turbine power equation. Tapos yun, derive nyo lang yung para ma-solve yung steam mass flow rate. Tapos yung magiging sagot natin is 121.59 kilograms per second. Tapos yun, kompleto na yung mga values para makuha natin yung well water mass flow rate. Gagamitin natin formula is yung sa steam mass flow rate. Tapos derive nyo lang. Yung well water pala, same lang din sa groundwater mass flow rate, no? Tapos yung magiging final answer natin is 2,431.9. Tapos yun, nasa option B. Yan, same lang din yan. Basta malapit.
For problem number 3, a flash steam geothermal power plant is located where underground hot water is available as a saturated liquid at 700 kPa. The wellhead pressure is 600 kPa. The flash steam enters the turbine at 500 kPa and expand to 15 kPa when it is condensed. The flow rate from the well is 29.6 kg per second. Determine the mass flow rate of steam in kg per second. So, first, analyze muna natin siya gamit yung TS diagram. So, yung point 1 natin, sinabi na yung underground hot water is available as a saturated liquid. So, saturated liquid, yung left part ng TS diagram, then yung right part is the saturated before. So, at 700 kPa. Then, yung point 2 to 3, makikita natin, sinabi na, yung flash steam daw enters the turbine at 500 kPa. Kaya, dun siya pumasok, yung pressure na yun, pressure line. Then, nag-expand daw siya sa 15 kPa when it is condensed in yung process 4 to 5. So, for the state 1 at 700 kPa, makukuha natin yung enthalpy ni 1 na equal din naman sa H2 kasi throttling process ay isenthalpic. So, is equals to 697 kilojoule per kilogram. For state 2 to 3, makukuha natin siya sa steam table ulit. HF2 is equals to 640.09 kilojoule per kilogram. HFG2 is equals to 2,108 kilojoule per kilogram. Yung HG2 equals din siya sa H3. Kasi makikita natin yung point 3 nasa line na ni saturated before. So, Hg na siya. Is equals to 2,748.1 kilojoule per kilogram. Then, yung SG2 natin is equals to 6.8207 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. And for our state 4 and 5 at 15 kPa, yung HF4 natin is equals lang din sa H5 kasi makikita natin yung 0.5 is nasa line ng saturated liquid is equals to 225.94 kilojoule rather per kilogram. Then yung HFG4 natin, 2,372.3 kilojoule per kilogram. Then yung SF4 is equals to 0.7549 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Then yung SFG4 is equals to 7.2522 kJ per kgK. Then, naano na natin lahat ng magiging kailangan natin sa solving. So, proceed na tayo sa pinaka-solution natin. So, di ba ang hinahanap natin is the mass flow rate of the steam. So, using the formula of mass flow rate ng steam is equals to yung quality ni 2 ng 0.2 times mass ni groundwater. So, step 1 natin is finding the quality of 2. By using the formula, H1 is equals to H2 din naman is equals to HF2 plus X2 HFG2. So, substituting yung mga values na nakuha natin kanina, na yung H1 natin na equals to H2, 697. Tapos HF2 natin, 640.09 plus X2 na unknown. Then yung HFG2 natin kanina na 2,108. Then makukuha natin dito yung X2 na 0.027. Since may quality na tayo, mahanap na natin yung mass flow rate ni steam. Then substitute lang natin sa formula, 0.027 times 29.6 kg per second. Ang magiging sagot natin ay 0.8046 or almost equal lang din siya sa 0.8 kg per second or letter D. So, that's problem number 3. So, kadugtong pala to ng problem number 3 kanina. So, may mga given na tayo doon and mga nakuhang values using steam table. Then, ang hinanap dito is determine the power produced in kilowatts. Power produced, saan ba napuproduce yung power? So, sa turbine, di ba? Palang work ng turbine. So, for the formula of turbine, mass is equals to mass ng steam times H3 minus H4. Yung H3 nating nakuha kanina is equals sa Hg2. Hg2 is the saturated vapor at 500 kilopascal. So, yung MS, yung nakuha din natin kanina na 0.8046 kg per second. So, meron tayong MS, meron tayong H3, pero wala tayong H4. So, paano natin kukuhanin yung H4? Yung formula lang din ng kagaya ng pagkuha ng ibang enthalpy. H4 is equals to HF4 plus X4 HFG4. Pero, wala tayo ng X4, yung quality ng 4. So, magpuproceed tayo sa pagkuha ng X4 gamit yung entropy. Pero wala tayong entropy ni 4. Pero pwede natin siya kunin gamit yung entropy ni 2 kasi equal lang si entropy ni 2 tsaka entropy ni 3. Since isentropic process siya, equal din siya sa entropy ni 4. So, yung nakuha nating entropy ni 2 is equals to 6.8207. Then, equals to SF4 na 0.7549 plus yung X4 na unknown. Then, yung SFG4 na 7.2522. Then, makukuha na natin yung quality ni 4 na 0.8364. Then, substitute natin siya sa pinaka-formula na H4 pagkatapos nyon. Then, may mga value naman na tayo, diba, kanina ng HF4 tsaka HFG4. Then, may value tayo ngayon ng X4. Then, substitute lang, 225.94 plus 0.8364 times 2372.3. Makuha natin yung value ni H4 na 2,210.1317 kilojoule per kilogram. So, may H4 na tayo, may H3 na tayo, then may mass flow rate din na steam. So, substitute lang din natin ulit sa mga formula ng work ni turbine. MS is equals to 0.8046 kg per second times yung H3 natin na 2748.1 minus 2,210.1317 kilojoule per kilogram. Then, makakancel yung kg. Then, matitira yung kilojoule per second, magiging kilowatt. Then yung answer natin, yung final answer natin is 430.8493 kilowatts. And almost equal din sa 430.16 kilowatts or letter D. So ito pala yung last part nung problem number 3. Parang ikadugtong siya pero medyo kaibang problem siya. Determine the cooling water flow in kilogram per second if water available is at 30 degrees Celsius and a 10 degrees Celsius rise is allowed through the condensers. Pinapahanap sa atin yung mass ni cooling water in kilogram per second. Ang step 1 dito is finding the heat rejection. May dalawang pwedeng formulang heat rejection. Yung Ms times H4 minus H5. Then yung MCP delta T. Pero, para makuha agad muna natin yung QR, yung value ni QR, dadaan muna tayo sa step 1 natin na Ms times H4 minus H5. Since nakuha na natin yung mga value nito kanina, yung H5 equals siya sa HF4. Kasi nasa saturated liquid siya sa left side kanina sa TS diagram. So, ang value ng H5 is equals to 225.94 kJ per kilogram. So, for the H4, nakuha din natin kanina, 2,210.1317 kJ per kilogram. And then, yung pinakauna nating nakuha, yung mass ng steam, 0.8046 kg per second. So, substituting the values, 0.8046 times 2,210.1317 minus 225.94, we get the value of QR of 1596.4806 kilowatts. Then, yung step 2 natin, hanapin na natin yung mass ng cooling water. Gamit yung QR is equals to MC Cp delta T. So, derive lang natin yung MC, magiging equals siya sa QR over Cp delta T. So, where yung Cp ng water, alam naman natin yan, 4.187 kJ per kilogram Kelvin. Then, yung change in temperature niya, bakit naging 40 tsaka 30? So, ang sabi dito, if water is available at 30 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius rise is allowed in the condenser. So, yung 30 degrees, umaas siya ng 10 degrees pa. So, inad natin yung 30 plus 10, magiging 40 degrees Celsius. Then, imaminus natin siya sa original na temperature, which is 30. Makukuha natin 10 degrees Celsius as change in temperature. So, substituting the value, MC is equals to 1,596.4806 kilowatts over 4.187 kJ per kilogram Kelvin times 10 Kelvin. Makakancel yung Kelvin, then makakancel yung kilojoule, matitira yung kilogram per second. And yung final answer natin is 38.1295 kg per second. And almost equal siya sa 38 kg per second. And letter A yung magiging sagot natin dito. So that's all for the geothermal power plant. I hope you learned something new. And I hope you have some fun. And thank you.